It was a crisp mid-May evening when I decided to confront my demons head-on, to escape into the wilderness, away from the sting of a love lost. My high school sweetheart had recently ended things, revealing she stayed with me out of pity, scared I'd off myself, a revelation that shattered me from the inside out. So, there I was, acting all fine in front of my family, while inside, I was anything but. My plan was simple, yet desperate. Grab my camping gear and head into the woods alone, seeking solitude and maybe some peace of mind. Once my parents and brothers were out for the day, I slipped into the house like a ghost, grabbed my gear, and drove off to the mountains, craving the silence and a break from my thoughts. After a serene 2-hour drive, I found the perfect hidden campsite. It felt like a sign, a small patch of peace just for me. I set up my tent and, in a fleeting moment of connection, tried to send a message to my parents explaining everything. But fate had its own plans. No service. Determined to get a signal, I hiked to the mountaintop, but luck wasn't on my side. With sunset approaching, I rushed back to camp, now worried about the alarm my silence would cause. That night, the eerie silence was shattered by footsteps around my tent. I stayed still as I was trying to hear what creature was by my side. Was it deer? A bear? Fear gripped me as the footsteps began to constantly circle, slow and deliberate, then stopped. Every instinct screamed danger. Something doesn't feel right. In a heart-stopping moment, I peeked outside to verify. I slowly, and as quietly as I could, I unzipped my tent door. Ah! I screamed, throwing myself backwards onto the tent floor. A man's eye was inches from mine, staring into me, waiting for me. Panic surged as two men, laughing, secured my tent shut, trapping me inside. What followed was a blur of fear and confusion. Their ATV roared to life, and suddenly, I was being dragged across the ground, my tent, now a hamster ball, being tossed and pulled around. The pain was indescribable as I was hurled over rocks and gravel, fighting to find my knife amidst the chaos. Bump after bump being thrown side to side, yelling not solely in fear, but in sear pain with each bump and rock I was struck into. Finally, it stopped. They cut me loose and sped off, leaving me battered and bruised, full body pain. I tried recovering myself, but nothing I did could bring me the strength to stand. There I laid, drifting asleep. Dawn broke with the sound of a truck approaching. A stranger found me, a mess of cuts and bruises, and rushed me to the hospital. My story spread like wildfire across the town, a chilling tale of a camping trip gone horribly wrong. Though they were never caught, those men left me with scars deeper than the physical. And yeah, amidst the pain and shock, I couldn't help but think about those medical bills, a twisted end to a trip meant to heal.